in the pond going up, down, up, down, up, down.
What's going on, guys? It's Tyler Jackson, aka the Pig Duster, coming at you with another Paylake Tips video, episode 2. So I mentioned in the first video that I was going to teach you guys about the braid that I use and how I actually get it to soak and sink when applying it to my reels. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on how I do that, and I'm also going to show you how I spool it onto one of my reels. So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, let's talk about what type of braid is out there. So you have like, that off-brand braid, and then you have like spider wire that's like absolute trash, and it's just a pain in the ass to work with. Well, I've found that Suffix 832 is actually really good for when you're at the Paylakes. So this is 80-pound line, and the color is blue camo. Let me unpackage it from the box here. And it's, we got 150 yards, so that's totally enough to, fill up your spool when you spool it up. But the line is pretty cool, and it actually could go good with some cool setups that everybody has that are customized these days. But let me tell you, one of the best things about this braid is that it actually sinks. Now, a lot of people struggle with getting braid to sink, and that's one of the problems that I'm going to talk about today. So let's get into actually how I get this to sink when it's on my setups. Also, disclaimer for all you haters out there, look, you could totally just spool this on your reel and go and do 5 or 6 Paylake trips and it would sink, but I'm telling you what, if you do what I'm about to show you, 1 or 2 trips, not even 2, your line will be sinking. It might be even sinking the first time you go out. I'm just telling you, like, this stuff has some type of film on top of it, and removing that makes it sink so much faster. So let's get into it. Okay, so let me tell you exactly what I do. So I literally run my water for at least a minute and get it as hot as it can be. Now, I've heard some people that are actually boiling it. I don't recommend you doing that. You don't have to do that. I mean, if you want to, you can. Like, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but this is how I do it. So I actually just run some really hot water, and then I will drop this in here, and I will let it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour. I mean, and you will literally see this water get so murky and disgusting from the film that actually runs on this line. So I will get back with you guys here in about 30 minutes to an hour, and then we'll finish filming the rest of this video. Welcome back, guys. Okay, so I set the line in the water around 4 o'clock, and it's about 5:55. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out, and I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do next when getting it on the reel. So we can go ahead and take it out of the water. The water is still warm. So go ahead and just get a towel ready, and just place it on there, and dry it off and stuff. I know a lot of people who will spool this on with it still in the bucket or whatever you guys use, and it just springs water everywhere. So we're going to dry it out here, and then what you're going to do is you're going to get your rod. Okay, this is my Citrix setup here. This is actually one of the Citrix the oldest one I have. As you can tell, it's kind of rashed up there. It's been through a lot, but it actually needs some new braid on it. So this will be the first guy. So now I'm going to teach you about spooling on monoline before you put your braid on. And I will tell you why it's important, because if you was to spool just the braid on, it'll end up getting like tangled up between the lines of braid in the reel, like as it gets tighter. But if you like pre-thread some cheap mono in there, this is about 20 pounds, just 10 or 15 yards of it, it makes a big difference. So let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so now we got our mono line fed through our pole here. So what we're just going to do is we're just going to reel enough line that it covers the spool just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and reel in a little bit here. And yeah, I'd say about that much right there is enough. Like just enough that, it covers it. So then what you want to do is you actually would cut this line. And I'm actually going to untangle it here. And then I'm going to cut like, right here, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to make a blood knot from your mono line to the braid. And if you don't know how to tie a blood knot, it's basically a fisherman's knot, just basically at the end of the mono and then up the braid. So I will show you what that looks like here in a second, and we'll keep on chug-a-lugging. Okay, so I hope you guys can see this. So here's our mono line, and to make that fisherman's knot, we're just going to make a loop around this finger. And we're going to just go around here 8 times, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then basically hold the loop and bring that line through. And then pull it tight kind of, but keep a hold of this loop. Just make sure it doesn't come out, because this is what we're going to bring our braid through. So here's the braid. And we're going to do the exact same thing with the braid. And the tension from holding the braid should keep that mono from slipping out of that knot there. So we'll go ahead and just pull that through and do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll pull that through as well. And then this is where the magic happens. So if you go ahead and pull this tight a little bit and do the same thing to the mono side. Yep, like that. And then what you do is you just pull these together tight. Okay? And then as you can see how they're matched up together? That is a blood knot, okay? So you're connecting 2 lines, and then you just take your scissors or a knife and cut the ends here. I also forgot to mention that my spool is held on by tape. I firmly believe in tape just in case I was to ever lose my pole. The fish would pull the line from the tape holding it on the spool. So that's also a little side note. But now what you do is you would reel in all of this braid. So that's what we're going to do right now. Okay guys, so the last step that I do, I get a wash rag, run under some hot water to make it hot, and then basically we are going to put a wash rag right here at the end of the pole, so it makes some tension on this braid as we're putting it on, and as it goes through my hand, it's also wiping off any extra film. So we're just going to kind of hold it tight. I dropped it, but we're just going to hold it tight and start the reel. And keep it tight. I mean, a firm grip around here, you know, try and make sure that it gets off any of that film that's on there. Okay. I mean, you're going to spool it all the way until it's almost full. You know, don't do it all the way so it's full where it can't reel no more, but you get what I'm saying. So we're just going to, you know, and then I'm just going to apply some more pressure here, you know, move it around. There we go. And I'm telling you, this 832 braid, it's the best out there, okay? Now, just like I said in the previous videos, if you're going to use braid, you want to use a mono leader, preferably, just because this is probably the last thing that's going to break. I've seen a lot of people break rods and the braid doesn't break, so it just depends. We're almost there. I'm just going to apply a little bit more pressure there. Yep. Nothing's wrong with having a lot of line, guys, because, I mean, you can snag and you can lose fish and you can lose a lot of line. All right, so I'm going to say that's it. And you can look at that. It's that film. And then that's how much is on there. And yeah, so that's my video on how I set up braid for my setups for the Paylake every year. If you have any questions, comment below. And share this video to your friends and give me some more subs. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all of the support that I've gotten in recent weeks. And I hope you guys are ready for some awesome footage that we're about to get this weekend. Take it easy.